Over the course of my trading career, I have read many books, whether it is personal development, psychology, and trading. And today I'm going to be diving into 5 of my top trading books. These books helped me from my psychology, money management, and even gave me inspiration when I had none. And if you read one of those books, I guarantee that it will transform your mindset and give you something that you can at least apply to your trading to get the results that you're seeking. Let's get right into the video, guys. So guys, the first book I'm going to be going into is Sway, The Irresistible Pull of Irrational Behavior by Ori and Rom Brafman. I read this book at a later stage in my trading when I started getting more interested in psychology, behavioral psychology. And this book was a fantastic read because it made me understand to some degree the factors that drove people's behavior from a psychological standpoint, like loss aversion, commitment, and one of the things that also talked about here was diagnostic bias. But loss aversion is essentially people trying to avoid taking a loss. And when you mix loss aversion with commitment, which is being committed to not losing per se, it becomes a very strong force. And one of the stories that was fascinating in this book is a Harvard professor who made his student bid for a $20 bill, and the highest bidder was going to get the $20 bill, and the bid ended up going to $204. So the student paid $204 for a $20 bill. So the book kind of breaks down the psychology behind that and why traders or why an individual would hold a stock that is plummeting and not doing so well. So it's a fantastic read if you want to learn a lot about human nature, you want to learn a lot about psychology and why people do what they do and the specific factors that are driving it. So highly recommended. Another book that I really enjoyed, guys, was Market Wizard. This I read at the starting phase of my career because this book has been around for a long time. And Market Wizard interviews with top traders. I believe this is the first of its kind. There are 5 Market Wizard books, I believe, but this is the very first one, and this is the only one I've read, and I enjoyed it because when I first started trading, I needed as much inspiration as possible, and this book gave me a ton of inspiration because it was interviews of top traders. It wasn't about technical analysis. It wasn't about like any advanced strategy, like focused. Yes, they did talk a little bit about that, but one of the reasons why I loved this book was they all had to struggle to get to where they got to. Like they started with a goal, with a dream, and now they are where they are, essentially like a rags to riches, but not to the extreme. They have to work extremely hard and focus on the craft. But it just made me realize if other people can do it, hey, Emmanuel, maybe you can too. So this is a great book to read if you want some inspiration, if you want to get some mindset tips as to what are some of the things that successful traders do that you can also implement in your overall trading. So Market Wizard by Jack D. Swagger is a great read, and I definitely highly recommend that. Going over to our third book. This book is The Trading Game and a money management book by Ryan Jones. One of the reasons why I love this book is because it's not the standard talk of money management. In the currency market, you have the risk to reward of 2 to 1, and like standard risk 1% of your capital. And this goes into specific strategies, how you can actually manage your trades, how you can manage your positions, how you can use position sizing to actually make you money. And like position sizing, it made me understand that position sizing was one of the biggest things in trading. Not just your trading psychology, not just your strategy, but your position sizing is also 30% in there as well. If let's say 60% is psychology, 20% is your strategy, 20% is also your position sizing as well, because this book had a extreme profound effect on how I started to treat my trading. And when I took trades, I started becoming more active in the trade management in order to get the best possible outcome that I wanted. So really, really good book to read if you want to understand a little bit more about how can you manage your trades better, how can you manage your account better, so you can project what you can likely be doing in a year from now, 6 months from now, and whatnot. So really, really dope book. Highly recommend this. All right, guys, so the next book we're going to be going over is Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. I read this book maybe a year and a half, 2 years into my trading journey, and I was at the point where I had a strategy and I felt like I was a good enough trader. In hindsight, questionable, yes. But at the point, I should have been seeing a lot more results. But the problem that I was having was the psychological difficulties that came with trading. And this book was a great intro to just understanding what it really took to be a successful trader, from approaching the markets with discipline, with confidence, and just overall developing a winning attitude. And I look at this book as a gateway book for traders who want to start investing in your psychology, right? Because this is what it's for. It's not going to give you the ins and the intricate details that you need in order to be a successful trader, which is one of the things that I found with this book. It was to some aspects, it was vague, but overall, it talked about some of the founding principles that you need to have in order to develop a strong core, which is discipline, which is confidence, patience, and just being able to overall develop a winning attitude. So Mark Douglas, I love this book. Great book to read. And at any stage in time, whether you're a new trader, whether you're a seasoned trader, if you haven't read this book, highly recommend. The last book we're going to be going over is a timeless classic, Reminiscences of a Stock Operator. In reading Market Wizard, one of the things I found is almost all the traders, when asked, what are your favorite book? What is your number one favorite book? They always went back to this book. So I figured, hey, why not do the exact same thing? And this book is a story about a famous trader named Jesse Livermore, which you have likely heard. And Jesse Livermore was 14 when he started trading. He started also trading at bucket shops and eventually ended up on Wall Street, making millions of dollars, also having failures, having lots of successes in the process. But he developed the understanding of the psychological process and what it took to become successful in the trading game. And like Market Wizards, you have an interview with multiple traders. This is a book about one trader, and the one trader, pretty much 90% of traders in that book, and still today, always reference. And one of his saying was, I didn't make money in thinking, I made money sitting, right? So being patient, being disciplined, and just having a good psychology is one of the key aspects that will allow you to become profitable in the long haul. So a lot of key takeaway from this book, but one of my favorite was essentially that. So I highly recommend at any stage in time, if you want to learn a little bit more about this man and how he became one of the most famous traders in the United States back in the 1920s, I highly recommend that you read this book. So that's it. And that's the video, guys. Thank you for watching. If you found the video insightful, feel free to leave a comment down below. And if you also have any trading books that you would like to recommend, leave a comment down below, because I also want to learn from you and your experiences and whatever has helped you in your overall trading journey. And there are tons of traders out there who would love to do the same. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. See you on the next video.